So, our beautiful production of Jack was off to the semi-finals. I still look upon that. I mean, the photo gives some idea of it as to the colour, and we were used to black box theatre, so this was really different. We were off to the Western Area quarter-final. I don't have many memories of that, other than we won, which was wonderful. So we were at the semi-final, heading for the English final. And remember, we were wanting this to be a production that we could take to a world stage. We'd conquered Britain. We wanted to go on a world stage. It was a hearty ambition, particularly for a group of youth theatre people aged between 14 and 15. And we found that our adjudicator was the lovely and amusing Chris Jager at the Western Area semi-final in Bristol. And Chris writes about our lovely production. The wonderful score by Jack Simmons, the glue that held the whole production, was magnificent and played a major part in making this performance very special. The use of the puppets, thank you Hand to Mouth for your training of all of us, and particularly Kyle. And I later used Hand to Mouth in our BTEC lessons. So we did puppetry in our BTEC, and some fabulous performances from youngsters who not necessarily ever took to drama, but they could do puppetry. Kyle took to drama and puppetry and was great. The use of puppets was excellent, and we get to see the emotions of the puppet character, not only through the puppetry, but through the facial expressions and body language of the puppeteers. The puppets all had very competent and talented puppet masters. I like the costume very much. Kat, well done. A great deal of thought and work had gone in here, and I could not see anything that caused any problems. The direction and team, including Gemma Ackett-Priestley and Carly Sefton-Wilson, great they're going to mention, had done a superb job, and it seemed to me that the whole attitude of their group and their mentors was one of a team trying to achieve the very highest standards. Very impressive. I loved the concept of Jack, and I loved the execution. He then goes on to applaud the acting. Kyle, your puppetry and facial expressions were absolutely terrific. Well done. Callan, I love the way you pulled maniacal expressions as you were about to become Blunderbore. We had the giant stage with two big kind of flags, and the people underneath them, I can remember, were really maniacal, as he said, and it really worked. Kyle again, terrific response at the death of Jack. So Kyle operating Jack responded to his death, and I can remember him moving away and leaving the little puppet on the floor. How could I have possibly welled up at a piece of cloth and a mop head? And if you remember, I've got it here, that lovely Richard Long design, this was the puppet with those puppy eyes. And it was just a stick underneath, and then Kyle's hands coming through. One of Kyle's hands coming through. Beautiful. Summary. And this is nice, because this is one of those moments where, despite getting a great adjudication, we were given a really good idea to move forward with, and it's something we used in the future. A truly inventive and creative piece about which I have one major reservation. Despite your gallant efforts, I don't feel that the storyline is necessarily as clear as it should be to the audience at certain points during the action. You could consider some sort of display board, and we did. We had these, and it really helped us. Or a second book or a screen. Worth experimenting, I think. Try a few ways and see what everybody thinks. We had things coming out of the storybook that Richard designed. And again, fantastic to have this team of people, which, as a young youth theatre director, I hadn't ever had. The group generally were outstanding, showing pace, energy and commitment. The puppetry was excellent, as was the movement and the choreography. The soundscape was wonderful, and the music score a huge contribution to the overall effect. I loved it. Congratulations to everybody involved. And you've got through to the final. Best of luck. And it was great. We got 86 out of 100, which again I think was near what we got for Stop the Traffic. First place in a semi-final. Adjudicators Award, Jack Simmons for the music score. So for the third production in a row, OYT, first of all Oakland's Youth Theatre with Graham. Secondly, Oasis Youth Theatre for, what did we do? We were with Stop the Traffic. And now, third year in a row, we were through to the English final. And again, as I say, we were aiming to go to achieve the English final win, to go through to the British, to then challenge the world. And that's what OYT, that was the level of our ambitions.